Ever wonder why your car's AC seems to be working but the air inside still isn't cold? It can be a bit confusing. Everything sounds like it's running fine, but you're still sweating in your seat. Don't worry, there are a few possible reasons behind this, and in this video, we're going to walk you through them. Let's jump right in. 1. Low or leaking refrigerant. One reason your car's AC seems to be working but you still don't feel any cold air inside is low refrigerant. Even if the compressor clutch engages and the system builds some pressure, it might not be enough. When the refrigerant level is too low, there simply isn't enough of it circulating through the system to absorb and remove heat from the air. This means the evaporator coil, which is supposed to cool the air before it enters your cabin, can't do its job properly. As a result, the air coming through your vents stays warm or only slightly cool. Low refrigerant is often caused by a slow leak somewhere in the system, and it's one of the most common reasons for weak or no cooling. 2. Blocked or restricted refrigerant flow. Another possible reason is a clogged component within the AC system, most commonly the expansion valve, orifice tube, or inline filter dryer. These parts are responsible for controlling the flow and pressure of the refrigerant as it moves through the system. If any of them become blocked due to debris, sludge, or contamination, the refrigerant can't circulate properly. The system might still sound like it's working, and the compressor may still engage, but the cold refrigerant can't reach the evaporator coil where the cooling happens. This restriction in flow stops the system from effectively removing heat from the air, so you end up with warm or slightly cool air, even though everything seems to be running. Fixing this usually requires replacing the clogged part. On average, parts like the expansion valve or orifice tube can cost anywhere from $30 to $80, depending on your car. Labor costs will vary, especially if the system needs to be fully evacuated and recharged after the repair, which can add another $40 to $100. While it's not the most expensive AC fix, it still requires proper tools and handling, especially to avoid contaminating the system again. 3. Faulty compressor or internal compressor failure. Another reason your AC might not be blowing cold air, even though it sounds like it's working, is a failing compressor. In some cases, the compressor clutch will still engage, which makes it seem like the system is functioning, but internally, the compressor might not be doing its job. This can happen if parts inside the compressor, like the swash plates, pistons, or valves, are worn out or damaged. When that happens, the compressor can't build up enough pressure to move the refrigerant through the system efficiently, which means there's not enough cooling happening at the evaporator. This kind of internal failure often doesn't show obvious signs until you notice the air isn't getting cold. Unfortunately, when a compressor fails internally, it usually means the whole unit needs to be replaced. A brand new compressor can cost around $150 to $400, depending on the make and model of your vehicle. Add in labor and refrigerant recharge, and the total repair cost can easily reach $250 to $500. It's one of the more expensive AC repairs, but it's necessary if the core of the system is no longer working properly. 4. Dirty or damaged heat exchange surfaces. Even if your AC system has the right amount of refrigerant and the compressor is working fine, dirty condenser or evaporator coils can still cause weak or warm airflow. These coils are responsible for transferring heat. Over time, dirt, dust, and grime can build up on the coil surfaces, especially if the vehicle is often driven in dusty or humid environments. When this happens, it restricts airflow and reduces the coil's ability to do its job efficiently. As a result, the air may feel warm or not as cold as it should, even though the system seems to be functioning. In many cases, you'll also notice reduced air pressure from the vents. Once you clean these coils, it can make a noticeable difference. 5. Electrical faults or sensor metering device issues. Lastly, some AC issues come from electronic faults rather than mechanical ones. In modern vehicles, the AC system is controlled by a network of sensors, control modules, and pressure switches that constantly monitor the system's performance. If any of these components malfunction, such as a faulty pressure switch, ambient temperature sensor, or even a glitchy climate control module, they can send the wrong signals to the system. This may cause the compressor to shut off early, run at reduced efficiency, or behave inconsistently, even though the clutch appears to engage properly. What makes this tricky is that these issues aren't always visible, and they can mimic more common mechanical problems. Diagnosing them usually requires using a scan tool or diagnostic software to check for error codes and monitor live data from the AC system. While not always the first thing people check, electrical faults like these are a common cause of AC systems acting up without warning. As we always say here on this channel, don't let panic take over when something feels off with your car. The moment you notice a problem, remind yourself, if something needs fixing, there's definitely a fix for it too. You're not stuck. Just like in this case, if you notice that no cold air is coming out of your car's AC, it doesn't automatically mean the whole system is ruined. It could be something simple like low refrigerant or a clogged filter, and with the right steps, you can isolate the issue and take action. We hope you find this video helpful, and if you're dealing with other issues with your car, let us know by leaving a comment below. We'll gladly cover that next here on Fix It. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming tips. And stay cool and safe out there during these hot summer days.